So I have made it to the last process video, and this one is going to be 23, 24, and 25. For 23, I copied Jenny from Allie Edwards' creative team, and she did a bunch of flaps on the side, and so I decided to do that for 23, enjoying hot cocoa with my daughter. And then I just added in a 3x4 pocket to document our day and the light tunnel. 24, I just did some photo strips of the kids and I, and then I matted them with some cardstock. And I used another project from my prep pages. And then I go into 25, and this album can literally hold nothing else. I had a few more stories that I was thinking about including, but I can't hold anything else. For 25, I just used the large numbers and a cut file that a friend cut for me last year, and then I move into the photos. I probably will get these reprinted through Persnickety, so I wasn't too concerned if they're straight or trimmed correctly, but this is a photo of my kids, and then I used the templates from Pam Baldwin a couple years ago. I believe this is my 3rd year using this. It's just a simple formula for me to just use the template and move on. I documented Christmas and then used a card, and then we actually had 3 different conversations over FaceTime, so I documented that. And then of course our family photo, and then just the second celebration, and that wraps up the album. So I'm so glad you guys stuck with me on this journey, and I hope you enjoyed all these process videos, and I'm gonna switch over to voiceover and you can see how these pages came together. Okay, so my album is getting full, and so my idea for 23 was to try to keep it simple and just include a large photo. And then because I saw Jenny, I knew that I could maybe add some stuff on the side, and that's kind of where the inspiration took me. So I'm going to use the space in the photo that is not important to add photos and some embellishments and flip outs. I think that's what they're called. I just made one with the Fa La La digital. I think those circles are 2.5 or 2 inches. I put some vellum behind it and used a bone folder to kind of fold it. That way it's not a flip out, maybe it's a flip out, and then it'll go down, and then I can put something inside that little flap. I'm going to pop dot my daughter's photo, that way it has a little extra dimension and emphasis. And then for the other circle that I have, I put some glitter foil paper on the back of it, and then that one's going to kind of open up. And then I also have several flares from Scrap and Happy Studio that I want to use, 23 for the day, and then the hot cocoa one, which is perfect for it. And then I'm just going to use some word strips. That way I can tell this story, and it's kind of like a fun, interactive way to tell the story. Since, like I said, my album's getting ready to burst. I also found some little shapes. I think that one was a heart that I just put down. I found that on the sticker sheet. Okay, so I wanted to add in some white or something to kind of soften and balance out all the bold patterns and colors. That's kind of what I was going with right here, and I wanted another circle. So I just decided to make my own pattern with the Stories by the Month stamp, and I used several different colors, and then I used Find Joy, and then I'm going to go ahead and measure out the circles so that way I can cut those and add those to my page. I'm also stamping some sentiments like Sow Love, Stay Cozy, and Today, and then I will add those to the inside of the flap circles. So I am cutting out my sentiments, and then I will add them to the inside of my flaps. And then on the outside of this one, the Fa La La, I'm going to add a chipboard that I've had for a while, a cozy story, and then some more word phrase stickers. Also going to rip up this close-up of my hot cocoa mug and put the white paper, the white stamped paper underneath. like I said, I felt like I needed something white underneath it to give some more balance and kind of help the eye with all the bold patterns. So I am just going to cut out my second one and add it right by my daughter's photo, and then I will trim off the excess, and I will be nearly finished with this little project for 23. Like I've said before, it doesn't have to be hard when you're documenting December Daily. It can be simple little stories, and not every day has to be some super fancy thing or complicated interactive kind of thing. I added in at the last minute that beige pocket flare, and I wasn't sure if I was going to add it, but I decided that I needed to and I wanted to. Also going to add in a 3x4 pocket, so that way I can just talk about the day that I had with my daughter, because I didn't want to leave out the journaling. That's kind of important. I need to get down the words. So I'm just talking about what we did, the hot cocoa, the movie, and how we made a light tunnel, which we haven't done since she was like a really little girl. And we had lunch inside the light tunnel, and then I will move on to 24. So the back of the 3x4 pocket is going to have the tree, and then below it just a little blurb about our day. My husband tends to work most Christmas Eves, so it's usually just me and the kids, and we just have a cozy pajama day with lots of movies and just hanging out together. And at the end of the day, I took some selfies, and in Photoshop Elements, I made some photo strips, so that way they just look like cool photo strips that you got from like one of those photo booths. I am backing them with cardstock, 3 different colors of cardstock. That way they have a little bit more weight to them. I chose black, beige or gold, whatever you want to call it, and then also a red. And then I'm going to add some of those bronze chipboard words, because I used those earlier in the album and I don't think I've used them since. So I wanted to use them at least one more time before I finish up the album. So I'm just putting the cardstock on, and then I just took it to my trimmer to trim off the excess, because I don't trust my hand coding. So I had a pile of words to the left, and I'm just kind of placing them where I want them, and then I'm going to glue them down. I think later on you're going to see how I decided that I didn't need how thick the words were, and I was kind of looking at it and couldn't decide, and so then I did peel them off, and I just peeled off a bunch of the excess of the chipboard that I didn't need, because I didn't need all the thickness. So I had to go back and rip off the extra, but that's okay. I just wanted to make sure that they were not super thick. All right, so I'm adding the last little bit of glue so that way I can put it onto the photo of my daughter. Oh my gosh, her face expressions sometimes are so funny, both my kids. And then I am going to put one on the journaling card for 24, and then I will just write about our day. Okay, moving on to 25. I have this huge pile of stuff, and I am determined to use this beautiful wreath cut file. So I put it on my work mat, and I'm just covering it in glue. Then I'll just wipe the excess glue off my mat, and then I will put it on the vellum. Then I use double-sided tape for these large numbers. Does anybody else have trouble trying to get these to stay down? I don't know if double-sided tape is the right adhesive. I'm wondering if I should use like a tacky glue. I don't know. What do you use to adhere down this felt? I'd love to know. I have like 3 of these tiny red asterisks left, or starbursts left, so I use those, and then I put down a long craft perforated strip. Added another one for continuity on that journaling card, and then I'm going to add a phrase to that FaceTime photo of my mom and stepdad, and then I will move on to the 4x6 pocket page. I have the family photo, and then I had to use that circle card. I just love that circle card. I don't think I wound up putting anything on it. I just left it as is. For the family photo, I did add one of the transparency circles, and then also a word sticker, and then stapled it and then moved on. So the back is a really special family tradition, the money bag game with my father-in-law, and it's just incredible. So that was the whole reason that I kind of pulled these photos out of the Christmas photo bunch and had to make a special pocket page about it because I don't think I've ever documented the money bag game. So it's really special and it's really cool. And this year, the money that we pulled out had some quotes on it. So we all discussed the quotes as we pulled them out. Like even my kids discussed them. And now I'm putting in the pages, and I have the collage pages as well, and I will go back and add the journaling in off camera, and that is it. You guys, we made it to the end, and I'm so thrilled that you guys joined me. This is 10 videos of December Daily, and now I can show you the entire album, and that will be the next video. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you want to keep seeing my videos. I so appreciate you taking the time to watch all my December Daily videos and all my regular videos. All right, have a great day. Bye.